I thought it would end here. That young lady, Hawke.
What about me?
She decimated Flint Company.
Oh, it was easy.
No survivors.
That's what you asked for.
Yet, now that I know who sent them, it's harder to see their deaths as justice.
Death is never justice.
Hawke? We were just talking about you.
Oh, don't let me stop you. I love it when people are just talking about me.
Carry on. I love to eavesdrop.
Hawke said sarcastically.
You know, I hate it when you do that.
Hawke muttered in an angry aside to the dwarf.
If, you two have a moment, I've learned who hired Flint Company. The Harrimans, a noble family of Kirkwall. They were my parents' allies. It's hard to believe they betrayed us like this.
Harriman?
Tell me about this family.
Lord Harriman used to be a good man, but he became rather strange in his dotage. He died some years back. His daughter took over the family, Lady Johanne Harriman. They say she's become quite reclusive of late.
Has she now? Why would they do this?
Any idea why they turned on you?
Money? Power? It's hard to say. Lady Harriman was always jealous of my family for being royalty when hers were mere nobility. But I can't imagine that pushing her into outright murder.
So is it time for more revenge? I'm very good at that.
This is why the cycle of violence never gets broken.
You jest, but that's the truth. Give this up, Sebastian. Dedicate yourself to the chantry as you swore.
I must speak with Lady Harriman and find out what drove her to this madness. But I am the last of my line. I should not go alone and make myself a target.
Oh boy. So I'm going with you.
Why is everyone looking at me?
You know why.
I don't know why Choir Boy here didn't yell Hawke to the rescue. That's clearly what he was going for.
Sincerely.
If this allows Sebastian to make peace, it is worth doing. You've taken on lesser causes.
Please. I have no one else to turn to. If you like, I can travel with you until you confront Lady Harriman. Otherwise, you can always find me here in the chantry.
Okay. And there's where Sebastian shall stay until such a time as we need to do his quest. Let's get to this. Oh, it's a brother Genetivi. When the prophet Andraste and her husband Mafarath arrived at the head of the barbarian horde, southern Tevinter was thrown into chaos. The Imperium had defended against the invasions in the past, but now they stood without protection of their gods. With their army in tatters and their country devastated by the blight, many felt that the timing of the invasion was yet another of the Maker's miracles in Andraste's campaign to spread his divine word. Andraste was more than simply the wife of a warlord after all. She was also the betrothed of the Maker. Enraptured by the melodic sound of her voice as she sang to the heavens for guidance, the Maker himself appeared to Andraste and proposed that she come with him, leaving behind the flawed world of humanity. In her wisdom, Andraste pleaded with the Maker to return to his people and create paradise in the world of men. The Maker agreed, but only if all the world would turn away from the worship of false gods and accept the Maker's divine commandments. Armed with the knowledge of one true god, Andraste began the exalted march into the weakened Imperium. One of the Maker's commandments, that magic should serve man rather than rule over him, was as honey to the soul as the downtrodden of Tevinter, who lived under the thumb of the Magisters. The word of Andraste's exalted march, of her miracles and military success, spread far and wide. Those in the Imperium who felt the old gods had abandoned them eagerly listened to the word of the Maker. Those throngs of restless citizens that destroyed the temples now did so in the name of the Maker and his prophet Andraste. As Mafarath's armies conquered the land of southern Tevinter, so did Andraste's words conquer hearts. It is said that the Maker smiled on the world at the Battle of Valerian Fields, in which the forces of Mafarath challenged and defeated the greatest army Tevinter could muster. The southern reaches of the mighty Imperium now lay at the mercy of the barbarians. Faith in the Maker, bolstered by such miracles, threatened to shake the foundation of the Imperium apart. Of course, human heart is more powerful than the greatest weapon, and when wounded, it is capable of the blackest deeds. Brother Genetivi! From Tales of the Destruction of Thetis. Now, it's weird that they call this History of the Chantry Chapter 2, because this is not the chantry. This is, Andrastian. Like, it's kind of like the chantry, the way that it's like worded, especially as you go through DAI, is that Draken started the chantry. Before, it was just like Andrastian almost, but like they're equating the two to be the same, which is kind of weird because it's kind of like normally you have like your religion and then your place of worship for the religion and then kind of what goes organized around that within that place of worship. So that's kind of how in my head I picture like you have like the Andrastian religion and like you believe in the maker, all this other stuff, but then you have the chantry where you go and worship and it's got its own sets of rules and stuff like that. So it's interesting that we're calling it unless, of course, because this is chapter 2 of a book, if Brother Genitivi is like laying down the base foundation of how Andraste became who she became and what happened, and then if this book continues into Draken and stuff like that. But I did actually today when playing DAI find a couple of really interesting lore entries by Brother Genitivi. And so this kind of is really nice to see it all playing together at the same time. That's actually, as I was mentioning, like a benefit of playing like all 3 games at once. Another benefit though is that seeing how the lore is all playing together throughout the course of the 3 games and like the codex entries and stuff. Okay. So, now, what do we got left? Repentance. Okay, that's secondary. Night Terrors. We'll do that later. Bounty board. Side quest. Okay, we've got those. Okay. Demands of the Cune. Right, he wants me to go talk to him. And then Emmerich's got something for me at the gallows. And then the story shall start to pick up, I do believe. And then we'll have to make sure we run around and get all of the gifts at appropriate times. Because there are several gifts to pick up right now and drop off, which will net you a fair amount of companion approval, which is great. We love those.
Look at all the elves.
What? It's Fenris and Meryl. Really? All of them? All 2 of them? You are something.
It seems the Kunari aren't exactly in a hurry to return home.
No. It's great. I'm sure...
You are allowed, Basra, until the Arishok declares otherwise.
Sarah Hawke.
Hi!
Yes?
Last we met, I did not know your name. Did not care to.
That hurt my feelings.
You have changed your fortune over the years. The Kunari have not. I offer a courtesy, Hawke. Someone has stolen what he thinks is the formula for Gatlock. You will want to hunt him.
I'm sorry. Did you say that somebody stole from you? Isn't that kind of impossible?
Excuse me, but this sounds like quite the feat.
It was allowed.
Ah.
The stolen formula was a decoy. Sarkamek, a poison gas, not explosives. A small amount is dangerous enough to your kind, but if made in quantity, perhaps by someone intending to sell it.
That merchant, Javaris.
Would he be cautious? Or would he assume success and make enough to threaten a district? A courtesy, Hawke. You will want to hunt him.
Yeah, no, I definitely do want to hunt him down. What is the effect of the gas, though? Just so I know how bad this could actually be.
So, how dangerous does this fake mixture become?
It is not a threat to Kunari. For your kind, it is as dangerous as those who breathe it.
Oh, good.
No riddles, please.
The gas kills, but first it turns allies against their own in blind rage. So, the greater the skill of those sent against us, the more dangerous they become to their own people.
And you thought this was a good idea?
It is no longer our problem.
I mean, yeah, but no, because you're kind of the reason it's here in the first place. Why send for me?
I barely spoke to you 3 years ago. Why give me this warning?
You are capable.
Thank you.
But I have yet to decide if you are capable of understanding. Save your streets from this fool dwarf. Then we will talk.
Okay. Yes. I will do that. 100%. I will save us from this fool of a dwarf if it is actually him. Did you just let it happen, though? Like, you had to have let it happen, right? Like, I can't imagine him actually succeeding otherwise.
So you just leave the decoy laying around?
We did not make it easy. 3 Kunari died defending it.
Oh, wow.
Enough to impart a sense of worth. If the real formula were at risk, the Qun would demand that we protect it to the last of us.
That is good to know. Did anyone see the theft? Anybody I can question?
It took Javaris long enough to come up with this. Are you sure it was him?
Others have asked for the Gatlock, but only he chose to delude himself beyond no. Is 3 years so long to a hateful fool?
No.
I have no way of understanding such weakness. His crime seems obvious. Further evidence could be the deaths of many. I wouldn't wait.
I wasn't intending to, Varric.
Any idea where we can find Javaris?
I heard about a sell-off. Merchant territories and such. They don't do that unless someone left in a hurry. I'd have figured he'd rooked some noble. He's sure not a burglar.
Just tell me where he is.
I haven't kept up on the squirt. Ask the coterie.
All right, we'll go talk to them.
On, Hawke. It will be interesting to see if you die.
Admit it. If I die, you will be very, very, very upset. Yes. Yes, you will. Okay. I realize I need to do these real quick. You might have already seen me do these before, so I apologize in advance. I had some recording issues and had to re-record this part, and I think that the level ups didn't come with it. So we're gonna do that together again. There we go. I don't know what I did the last time, but this is nice. We get to start over here. Okay, you. Oh. This, I think we actually did go for that. Yes. Good. Excellent. Done. Okay. Oh, wait. Doesn't Meryl need a new staff? Meryl. Yes. No, I already did that. No, I did not. Take that. Okay. That looks much better on you. You. And then you don't have anything. Call of the Stone? Oh. Probably would be good on like a rogue, but you know, or Varric, because it's called Call of the Stone. But you know what? I'm rolling with it. Pendant, no. Ring of Whispers, no. Talisman, blood magic. Oh, well, if you insist. This one, 19 attack, critical hit, sure. And this one is... Sure. That sounds good for right now. Alright, so it's time for us to go find Javaris, right? Is that what I want to do next? We've got Prime Suspect. Oh, let's go... Okay, so we have Emmerich and the Gallows to talk to. We have Prime Suspect, which is that. Then we've got the Black Powder Courtesy. Okay, so these two are basically tied together. Repentance. Right, there's that. Night Terrors. Talk to Ariani in Lowtown. Alien, which we're not going to do with Fenris. That's a bad idea. Trust me on that. Bounty Board. Right, that is the new stuff. That's from the Kirkwall Expanded. And Underground Railroad. For information on job assignments, that'll help apostates in Kirkwall. I don't actually know if that plays into the main story or not. I don't think so. I think that that's more like side stuff. I can double check that though before we continue on. But let's go talk to Emmerich. Now, there is one scene that I think I've only personally been able to get once. Because it's one of those, like, it's obscure where the quest that he's about to give us, where that ties into like Hawke's family story. So spoilers, by the way, for DA2 if you've never played DA2. But this, like the whole storyline with Mum and what happens to her, there is a part where you can bring Fenris to a place in Darktown, and he will threaten a guy for you. Like threaten. I think maybe even possibly murder. And I don't know where that falls within that. So...
You know, if you need advice on how to lay low, I can give you some.
Being short would make for an excellent start, I suspect.
Keep that up, Sirrah, and you can keep on hiding like a rank amateur.
What would you suggest, Varric? Cower in the shadows like a rat?
You could try wearing something that didn't scream, "I hate you all, I was a slave."
The markings would still show.
Really? Through anything? That's kind of cool.
Right? It kind of is. But yeah, so we'll have to see how to get that. I almost want to say that the quest that Emmerich gives us right now, after that happens and then we get the news about Mum, like before we finish it, we can go to Darktown and have that happen. It's a really cool scene and it's kind of obscure and I really want to see if we can make it happen.
Emmerich.
As a heads up.
The guard captain says you're still chasing disappearing acts.
That's not funny. I need your help urgently. I've spent the past few years continuing my investigation into the murders of Ninette, Marin, and the other women. I believe I finally have a suspect. A man called Gascard Dupuis.
Wait, is that his name sincerely?
Dupuis? That's a funny name.
It's Olesian. I believe he is descended from nobility. When I became convinced of his guilt, I went to the city guard and demanded that they do something. The guards raided his mansion and found nothing. They were forced to apologize, and I was reprimanded. Meredith forbade me from continuing my investigation. But she didn't say I couldn't seek outside help.
That's true. So we're sneaking around what Meredith wants. I love this idea. Who else is looking into it?
Were you the only person investigating these murders?
Yes, unfortunately. The Templar Order believes this is a matter for the City Guard. And the City Guard, well, they rejected my evidence and dismissed the murders as isolated incidents. They don't care either. Women are dying out there, and no one's doing anything.
Did you show anyone the bones? Remember I brought you. I didn't buy them, I swear. I brought you a whole bunch of them.
I retrieved a sack of human remains for you. Didn't you show it to the guard?
I did. They said the remains could have been gathered together by scavengers looking for bits of gold and jewelry. They said there was no way to tell if the remains even belonged to the missing women. I had no choice but to continue the investigation on my own.
Okay. That's disturbing that they're like, yeah, just some looters decided one day to pick up a whole bunch of bones and see if they were going to lead anywhere. What? Tell me about your suspicions.
What have you learned about Gascard Dupuis?
He's a reclusive nobleman who's rarely seen outside his estate in Hightown. He knew 2 of the murdered women and made inquiries about the others. It cannot be a coincidence.
Okay. Sure. Or it could be. Like, it doesn't have to not be.
It cannot be a coincidence. It sounds exactly like a coincidence.
Gascard Dupuis is hiding something. I'm convinced of it.
So you've come to me, and you want me to help.
And I'm supposed to be the outside help.
My hands are tied. I can't do this on my own. What if one of the women who died was someone you loved? If Gascard Dupuis is guilty, he must be stopped before he kills again.
We should help him. No one else will.
The foreshadowing there? I don't think I've ever paid attention to how much foreshadowing they just dropped there. Why me, though?
Why is it always Hawke to the rescue?
I can't really answer that. You'll need to go to Gascard Dupuis' estate after nightfall. Please figure out what Dupuis is hiding. If he's innocent, find evidence to prove me wrong. It's just that simple.
Okay, you think it's that simple. Like, it's never that simple. How long have you been in Kirkwall for? At least 3 years. You know that in Kirkwall things are never just that simple. Okay, but I think what we should do next, I had other plans originally before my recording went, and I feel like that was actually for the best. Because before I went and I dealt with the shady dwarf. Hi, Colin. I saw you literally like a day and a half ago in DAI and you flirted with Genevieve and it was great. So just to let you know, your future self is going to be very happy with you. Just know, okay? You've got it made. Don't worry about what happens in this game. I promise. If you'll believe me. But anyways, ooh, Hierarchy of the Circle? Oh. Who wrote this? Oh, a Knight Commander. Okay. It's no simple matter safeguarding ordinary men from mages and mages from themselves. Each circle tower must have some measure of self-government, for it is ever the Maker's will that men be given the power to take responsibility for our actions, to sin and fail, as well as to achieve the highest grace and glory of our own strength. Okay, so already, I find it very interesting. Safeguarding ordinary men from mages and mages from themselves. But where is the safeguarding mages from ordinary men? Like, it should be all three, right? Mages from themselves, because yes, possession happens. Untrained mages are extremely dangerous. Like, untrained anything that can wield fireballs is dangerous, right? Like, but this doesn't even address, though, how the ordinary person tends to fear mages, especially in a city like Kirkwall, where things aren't as open and honest as they should be about the situation at hand. So ordinary people will fear mages just as much as mages can do harm. You know what I mean? And so the mages do need to be protected from the everyday person in part, and that's part of why the circle originally probably had to happen. You who will be tasked with the protection of the circle must be aware of its workings. The first enchanter is the heart of any tower. He will determine the course his circle will take. He will choose which apprentice may be tested and made full mages, and you will work most closely with him. Assisting the first enchanter will be the senior enchanters, a small council of the most trusted experienced magi in the tower. From this group, the next enchanter is always chosen. Beneath the council are the enchanters. These are the teachers and mentors of the tower. You must get to know them in order to keep your fingers on the pulse of the circle, for the enchanters will always know what is happening among the children. All those who have passed their harrowing but have not taken apprentices are mages. This is where most troubles in the circle lie, in the idleness and inexperience of youth. The untested apprentices are the most numerous denizens of any tower, but they more often pose threats to themselves due to their lack of training than to anyone else. And this is the weird part to me, right? That they're saying here, basically, any who's passed their harrowing but not taken on an apprentice mage are just like, they're just regular old mages, right? If you don't have your apprentice, you don't have anybody that you're teaching, you're not part of that inner upper echelon circle, you don't have anything. You don't have anything to do, so it's idleness. But it's like, then why not put these people to find tasks for them outside of the circle to do? I mean, what is it? Was it this game or it might be DAI where somebody mentioned like, I don't want to go back to the circle. Oh, it was in Redcliffe, the mage that tells you about like Tevinter being here and stuff like that. You can, I just wanted to make sure there was no loot up here. He mentions to you like, you know, we just want to go live. We just want to be people. We just want to go out and live ordinary lives. Like, there has to be something that we can do to help like farmers grow crops or something. So it's like, in all of this, why aren't mages allowed to train to do something like this? Why aren't we training mages to run shops, to run apothecaries, to heal people in ordinary capacities and stuff like that outside of the circle, to help integrate them into everyday life? So then maybe one, you know what I mean? Like, it would alleviate the boredom. It would help them to have some freedoms, and it would be a stepping stone to fixing things. But it's just weird that was never even brought up. Like, there was never that in the middle with the towers. It was always just so very much one or the other. Let's see what we got in the shops. Hello. I have no junk to sell. That sounded weird. I am going to keep. Am I going to keep this? Never going to have enough strength for that. Or that. No. Okay, good. And then you? I don't think... Oh, I'll keep that. Oh, that's a good one. I should see if anybody needs that. Ooh. Oh, backpack. I don't need it, but I hate not buying it. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if anybody else is like that, but even if you get a mod to do something, I still feel weird not buying it. And I kind of look at it like the mod let me get like an advance on it, so like I'm still paying it off kind of thing. Like, so I still buy it all in the end, just like not right away. Journeyman's amulet, don't need that, don't need. Okay, we're good here.
Welcome back to Souls, my friend.
Thank you. Okay, so anything here? No. I do know that there is the Fenris. I think he has a gift I can buy this act. I did look up, like, literally a few days ago, his approval stuff, just to make sure I'm on the right path. And of course, in true Plexian fashion, I've forgotten it all. So we're gonna roll with it and hope for the best. Okay. Now, let's go. Do I want to go home? Or is there anybody that I need to talk to? Black Powder Courtesy? No. Underground Railroad? No. Lowtown? That's Night Terrors. We're not taking Fenris to that. Repentance. Yes. Okay, so let's go. Hawke Estate? Hawke Estate. Why did I get the combat music if I'm going home? Game? I actually really... Oh! Sebastian's here. I actually did need you, so... Hi, kitten! Wait, aren't you in the library, too? I still haven't found all the decos. I think. Maybe I have, and I just haven't even noticed it yet. Sebastian.
Your hound is a mark of nobility in Ferelden, is he not?
He is, yes.
I have heard that gaining a Mabari's loyalty is considered the ultimate proof of character there.
He is a great dog. Thank you.
That's him. My own living, breathing, slobbering status symbol.
A dog cares nothing for worldly power. The Maker would like to see us learn from them.
Don't let it go to your head.
Okay.
If you need me for anything, by all means, let me know.
Thanks, Bodan. You're so nice. Right, we had this. Change painting. Which one do I want here? I definitely don't. I mean, ooh, you know what? We're not really on Drostian. Okay, that one's cool. We're gonna leave that. So I think we did find pretty much everything, didn't we? Does that cat move? Wait, box ball. Did I already do that? Not. No. Yeah, we'll take that. Thank you.
Sorry, I was expecting treasure, not spiders. Get well soon, love Isabella. Why do I let her drag me into these things?
I don't know, girl. Why do you?
Didn't Fenris say all Tevinter wine is made from the blood and tears of slaves?
Yes.
I hope he was exaggerating.
This is Fenris. Girl, you know the kind of man you're getting involved with. You know that he exaggerates some stuff. Not everything, but some of it. This?